You know what I just realized, bro?
Run.
I don't even have like your gamer shit. Like your tag. Well, they used to call it gamer tag on Xbox, but
PSN.
Yeah.
You guys, is that your way of asking me that you want to get rocked in a video game, bro?
You don't want that. In 2K or Madden, because I'm looking at Madden right
You'll
there.
mess them up in either, I promise you.
You said what?
You'll mess them up in
No,
either
that's
game.
not a promise that you're willing to make, PD. That's all I
promise
gotta
you.
say.
I've never seen him play.
Okay, what does that mean?
And I said you'll lose. I'll put money.
Don't disrespect me, bro. Listen, this is
That's
my
basically-
show, and I'm not gonna let you come back on here after this whole fuss of what's going on and tell these people that I'm not good at video games.
I didn't say that.
Certain ones, like Madden and 2K, are the ones you're not good at.
Cody's Corner. Listen. I know they can't hear what's going on. This is kind of an interesting scenario. You got a live audience here right now with us.
Yeah, we do.
So we're all hyped up listening to the music, and it's pitch quiet out there.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, can we clap it up for people watching the show at home, literally, and right in front of us right here, right now?
We love it.
So we got a guest with us today, bro.
Guest?
Do you call him a guest? And no, we're not talking about Aaron Rodgers. Listen,
If only.
we got to get into it, man. This is one of our boys, bro.
Yeah, it is.
This is one of the pillars that stood the show up when it first had to be stood up. You know what I mean?
That's a good...
Back by popular demand,
Right.
some might say. Back for another one. He was getting FOMO in the crib.
That's what it was.
None other
That's
than.
what it was.
Just laying on my bed, looking up on the ceiling. I was like,
In his head over and over. Petey's gotta chill.
And it's like, you know what? I do have to chill. Petey with us today,
Let's
man.
go, bro.
man,
Good to see you.
Yeah, how does it feel? Welcome for the first time to the corner.
it's nice. It's a nice corner.
Yeah, it is.
It's a
nice
great corner. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch sometimes.
What do you mean?
The episodes that come out, and I have something to say, but I'm just watching from behind a phone.
Because you know that you could chime in, but it's not the same. I get what
Or
you're
I could
saying.
just say something really dumb, but
You know, but dumb or whatever, I'm glad to have you back, bro. You're a valued member of the community. Happy to have you here.
Very much
And I want to go ahead and say that you came at a good time because,
one of the first time I'm here, and I don't know the schedule, so I'm just here.
hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the truth is, what better schedule than no schedule at all? Am I right?
You know what I mean?
We're doing the right thing here, man. We're trying to get into it, and what a good time for baseball, especially. So I have this question, and because this actually comes from my father.
Okay.
He knew you were going to be on the show. He had a question, wanted us to talk about it. Before I get into anything, I didn't even say it. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner, Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who takes the W in the sports you're worried about. Sat across from the one and only David.
What's going on?
Like I said, I got PD on the right of me. You already know what's going on. This is the question.
All right.
So, who leads home runs in the MLB right now?
Judge.
Okay. And I believe, as of a couple days ago when he talked to me about it, I believe he had 32?
Yeah.
He's like
I
at
think
30.
He's up 33, 34 maybe.
I have the stats right here.
You got them on you right now?
Yeah.
Wicked. See, right back at it. Like, we never left. The
Come on,
chemistry
dude.
is
Let's
there,
not,
bro. He's ready
come
to,
on, man, 'cause I
came
already
out
know.
with the mean cap on. He
So,
came with those Yankee facts.
That's the
So,
Yankees. I'm
he's
hiding
got-
in the bushes.
32 home runs
Uh-huh.
with a 3.21 average. Leads the MLB.
For now.
In both of those categories.
That's gonna change soon.
83 RBIs. Leads the MLB.
Mm.
23 doubles. Tied for first in American League.
Okay.
Points 718 slugging percentage. Leads the MLB.
Come on, bro.
1.158 OPS. Leads the MLB. 6 WAR. Second in MLB. And 219 total bases. Leads MLB.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, it keeps
filthy.
going. Sorry.
But wait. There's more.
0.440 OPB.
Okay.
Leads MLB.
So it's a great time to be a Yankee
60,
fan.
67 runs scored.
Different story.
Fourth in MLB.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
So those are
So,
my man's.
thank you for bringing that up. Thank you, David.
No problem.
So, with 32 home runs currently, right? There's another all-star currently that is still in the top 3 of the home run list with at number tied for second actually Shohei Ohtani at 27
Also
home
having an
runs.
insane year.
Insane year, right? With that being said, question from beyond: who do you think will finish the year with more home runs, Aaron Judge or Shohei
What's Shohei
Ohtani?
at?
He's at 27.
Probably Judge. If Judge stays healthy.
He only has 5 more right now.
If Judge stays healthy, it's Judge.
So it has nothing to do. Even if Ohtani had like a killer year and he was doing everything he had to do,
I think
crossing his T's, dotting his I's.
I think Shohei's the better player. I think
overall,
he's the best baseball player we'll ever see.
In
our lifetime.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
that has ever been or that we'll ever see.
I think the conversations for like ever maybe.
Okay.
But Aaron Judge is one of the best hitters.
He's one of the best hitters.
People are talking about putting
top 3 hitter now.
Aaron Judge on like the Mount Rushmore of Yankees.
Well, he's tracking to become MLB's second Triple Crown winner since 1967.
So there's a player on Cleveland, Stephen Kwan, who's batting 4 something right now, insane.
Mm-hmm. Which is nuts.
He was hurt, so he doesn't have enough at bats to qualify to be in the rankings.
Yeah.
But he's like any day now. Like he's about to have enough. So once that happens, he's above Judge in batting average. So Judge is gonna miss out on batting average for now, unless if Kwan comes back down, Judge can overtake it.
How many runs has this guy hit? Do you know?
He's like a singles hitter, but he's batting average.
So he's not a home run hitter.
He's not a home run hitter. He's probably got like 3 on the year if I had to guess.
So wouldn't you kind of say that's like comparing apples to oranges? Though?
Well, I'm just saying batting average wise.
Yeah.
He has the batting average. So if Judge wants the Triple Crown, he needs something.
He needs that one tip from the
last person to win the Triple Crown was Cabrera, 2012, I think. You could check that.
I have no idea.
Miguel Cabrera was the last one to win the Triple Crown.
Yeah, you're not allowed to tell David to look things up anymore, bro.
Right,
I don't know what you think this
is.
Like you're not a guest on this show.
I said if you want.
You know, he was going to, and David's like, you know what? No!
If you want.
I'm not!
If you want.
No.
So here's the problem about Judge being on the Mount Rushmore of Yankees.
Talk about it. There's a lot of good Yankees, though.
There's a lot of great Yankees.
Miguel Cabrera.
You have
the Tigers yet.
Mickey Mantle.
Mm-hmm.
You have Lou Gehrig.
Babe.
You have Babe.
Jeter.
You have Yogi. Jeter. You can only pick 4. There's 4 on the mound.
4.
Judge is going to have probably one of the best single seasons of a Yankee, but he started off so late in his career that longevity, I don't know what his longevity is going to be.
You know, you're not the first person that said this to me because he was a rookie at what, 26?
25,
yeah,
I think.
25. And you know, once you start at 26, your career is realistically only going to last.
He was already in his prime age. That's it. Once you started, you're 25. That's your prime. Like, who knows what he's going to be at 34? You know?
Yeah. But does that make it better or worse for him? Because if he starts at his prime, you could look at it as the fact that he might have like a steady decline, but you could also look at it as like his best years will be his only years. You know what I mean?
And there's players like that. You know, you've seen players that are just like, they've had such a good 5-year window, 6-year window, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. But like I don't know.
DJ LeMahieu.
Now DJ LeMahieu's different.
I mean, he's not going to be one of the greatest ever. That's like me.
No,
that's like me bringing up Drew Holiday.
No, but he did something that nobody else has done. No.
DJ LeMahieu
title in both leagues.
He's the only person to do that.
I believe so.
Ever? That's kind of wild.
Title's hard.
Yeah, and to do it in 2 different leagues is even crazier.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that is kind of crazy. I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds like something that no one could really do. So the fact that he was the first person to do it, I feel like it's pretty late in the lifespan of a sport for the first person to do that to be now. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It just seems like a long time, and it's a very random person. You know what I mean? Because he's asked now, right?
He's not great.
Yeah, I feel like
that Yankees team, man. I have a lot of thoughts about them.
So it's share with the class. Why don't you? What do you feel about the Yankees?
I think the second half of the year is going to be like a wake-up call. Like, big time. I think...
They're all dreaming right now.
I think them getting Soto saved their season,
right,
in a way. Because right now, that lineup, after Soto and Judge, it's kind of weak.
You're right. They don't have a lot of depth.
And their pitching is overplaying what I think they're going to be. Luis Gil, who's like been their best pitcher this year.
Yeah.
I want you to guess. How many innings has he pitched in a season? Like the most innings he's pitched in a season in the last 3 years.
I mean, now that you put it like that, at that tone, it sounds like it's not really a lot. So
let's say a good season out of a starting pitcher, like he makes it to 200 innings. That's really good.
Oh, so you're not saying per game. Like, you're not looking for like 1 to 9.
Real quick, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know why this sounds so contradicting. So, It says, as of May 2024, Luis Arias is the only player in Major League Baseball history to win batting titles in both American League and National League. Oh, in consecutive seasons. Oh, damn.
Oh,
You won
so
Twins
and then-
Marlins? Or was it both Marlins?
Rockies.
Just
Oh,
DJ.
No, yeah, that's DJ LeMahieu. Rockies and Yankees. And this guy doesn't. It doesn't say. Oh yeah, Twins and Marlins. Yeah.
Yeah.
2022 Twins, 2023 Marlins.
So he was the first.
Right.
DJ was the first.
that is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say, if 200 is a good for a pitcher, I'm gonna say 100.
25.
25. What?
That's what he's maxed out in the last 3 years. Now
That's-
this year he's doing really well.
That's awful.
Just somebody who hasn't had that longevity in a season.
Right.
A season gets tiring, it wears on you. He hasn't pitched more than 25 innings. I don't know how far he's gonna make it before he just he's gassed.
I mean, they have a good bullpen though.
No, they don't.
You don't think so? The Yankees?
No,
No, my God, no. Our bullpen is terrible.
no.
Even, I mean, look.
No, our bullpen is terrible.
What? Well, look. I don't.
lot of teams
I don't
have a
think.
bad
I don't
bullpen,
think that
though. I
it's.
will say that.
I've already I know that it's not good, right? But I feel like it gets for the worth that people put on it. I feel like
say it's a
it's a
bottom-
little bit better than that.
It's a bottom 10.
Yeah,
I would
it's
say.
not good, dude.
Bottom 10 bullpen.
It's not good.
Like the Mets one sucks. It's even worse, but
It's not good.
Yankees bottom 10.
Oh yeah, there's all this talk about the Yankees.
So,
How do you feel about the
wait,
Mets
I want
right
to finish.
now?
I want to finish. The Yankees rotation. You got Gale, who's doing great.
Right.
Hopefully, he can keep it up. I just think he's gonna get gassed.
Who? Heel?
Yeah.
No, his last. He's been on a decline. He's
Yeah.
not.
I think.
He started off red hot.
But I was just
Yeah.
telling Cody the most innings he's pitched in a year is 25.
Yeah.
In the last 3 years, I think he doesn't have that.
He's
He
not.
can't-
There's
He's not
nowhere
gonna make
near
it.
enough
He's not gonna make
consistency.
it.
I don't- yeah, he looks like he doesn't have
Stroman's
control of
doing
the
really
ball.
well.
Stroman's doing
But he's
well.
also, I think, pitching above what I expect him to. So I
Yeah.
think he's gonna kind of level out. Maybe I don't know now. Carlos Rodon.
Stroman's had let 2 home runs go in his last 5 starts.
That's Stroman doesn't give up home runs. If he starts giving up home runs, that's
it's
a problem.
2 of them in the last 5.
That's a problem.
2 plus home runs in the last 5 starts in each game.
That's a problem.
I know.
He's a ground ball pitcher.
Oh, I thought you meant 2 total in the
No,
last 5 games. I
2
was about
in
to tell you
each
that's
game
great.
in the
That's
last 5
that's kind of wild.
I'm telling you, I'm watching these guys and I'm sick.
Carlos Rodon doesn't look like he's found it. Garrett Cole doesn't look like he's himself.
He needs to do that. He needs to do that surgery. They're trying to like prolong him from actually having that surgery and like trying to let him fully heal because the thing about the
Garrett Cole's
Yankees.
already back from the surgery.
No,
He's already like.
No, but he's not fully emerged back into the game. Like I think
I-
he
I-
played that one game a
think
couple
he's
days
healed.
ago and he played really well.
Yeah, no, he's healed. Garrett Cole.
I think he
looks
just needs
like
to find
Garrett
it.
Cole. It's just
It's a tough injury to bounce back from.
Yeah.
That's like an NBA player coming back from an ACL.
Yeah.
Garrett
Like,
Cole
he
still
needs-
to me. Garrett Cole still looks like an ace. It's just, with that injury, with the surgery and stuff like that, you want to ease him back. And the beauty of it was we thought that we were going to be able to ease him back because our pitching was started off so well.
Right.
And now it's just
Now they kind
Now
of
you need him.
Now you
to
need
be
him,
there.
but
Yeah.
he's not there because you don't want to force him, and then you
Exactly.
lose him.
yeah.
I feel like, as someone looking at this externally, this reminds me of how they handled Breece Hall, in the fact that like Dalvin Cook wasn't exactly what the Jets thought he was gonna be when they signed him, because Dalvin Cook was supposed to be like that kind of safety net for Hall when he was coming back from that injury, and that's why they kind of like eased him into that too. So that makes sense to me as to like why the Yankees kind
Yeah,
of
but
feel
then
like
the
they should be
Jets just
concerned
ended
right
up
now.
using Brees and totally disregarding.
I
Dalvin.
mean, they let that little Dalvin Cook story ride for like
Yeah,
5
like,
games,
how
4
many
games.
games did he play? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's the thing, because you got to be proportionate to how many baseball games there are versus how many football games. So letting Brees explode by like week 5 is the equivalent of letting Garrett Cole pitch a little less than halfway through the year. Let's say, you get what I'm
70-some
saying,
games.
right? So I think it kind of is similar in that same sense, but it makes sense because you don't want to lose him. Nothing is worth it right now.
We're already through half the year.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
that's what I want to say is like you got to start the season hot, because then you look back, especially because you have Soto on a 1 year.
I think this is such an important year for the Yankees, man.
It is such an
I think if they don't
important
even, they need to make it to the World Series. I think to kind of guarantee Soto to stay.
Not the World Series. You don't think if they get just far in the playoffs?
They've done that the last 10
the
years.
thing is that we can't even offer Soto the most money.
I think the Yankees offer is going to be third most, if I had to guess.
And who are the other two?
I think the
would you
Mets
say?
are going to offer him a
Mets are
bag.
Mets are gonna
Yeah?
offer him. No, they are. They are.
Bag.
What's
It's
up
not-
with all these Yankees trying to steady go to the Mets?
I don't
There's
know.
no
man.
reason for
That guy's
it.
got a lot of money over there, bro.
He's got a lot of money.
Steve Cohen, he's got a lot.
It's a fun environment
of money
right
over
now.
there.
Isn't he like the third richest?
He's the first.
The first
in baseball.
In baseball.
Oh my god!
And it's by
And it's
a
like-
lot.
And it's like, so like the Yankees is a family business.
right.
So in the sense of like, all of their money comes from the Yankees.
Yeah,
Steve Cohen's money has nothing to do with the Mets.
it's from his pockets.
So
That's crazy.
think about that.
See, why is that allowed to work like that though?
Well,
You get what I'm saying?
the thing
I
is,
don't know.
That's like corrupted, dude.
he grew up a Mets fan, and then he ended up being
Yeah.
a multi-billionaire.
so it's like, let me
So
buy
like
the
he's
team.
like whatever money
That's
this team
so
makes,
hard, bro.
Yeah,
whatever money the team makes, he's reinvesting into the team plus
That's
using his
ballsy.
own.
Yeah.
'cause he
That's
doesn't care.
ballsy though. All right, look
To
at me
him,
right
this is
now.
a hobby.
If you
Yeah,
had
that's what I'm
that,
saying.
if
It's
you
like
had
a hobby.
that, would you buy the Jets?
Of course.
You would?
If
Yeah.
I had
I'd
that,
be. I would be
If you
horrified
if you had money,
to purchase the New
if
York
you had
Jets.
money-
and I loved them, I'd be horrified.
You're bugging. I'm buying
Bro,
the Jets in a heartbeat.
the way that all right, so then you own it, right? So then you are responsible for all these sad fans waking up every morning, bro. If they don't produce the way you want them to produce. He's a billionaire. He does it in his free time. How many devastated
Hey,
Mets
man.
are like,
There are.
he doesn't care. He has that
no,
money.
nobody says he doesn't care, but like,
Is it who's worse, him or Woody Johnson?
Woody Johnson? He's not close. But let's
Johnson.
let's say you're a diehard Jets fan, and you have
Yeah.
multi-billions enough to like say I can throw away money.
I could throw away money to the
Why
Jets.
not be a Jets owner and make that your hobby, where you just throw away money? You know?
Because then I'm Woody Johnson.
Well, he doesn't have that much money.
Woody
All right,
Johnson.
to put it into perspective, Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets,
Okay.
net worth $19.8 billion.
His net worth?
$19.8 billion. The second one,
Would it be?
second,
would it be?
Washington Nationals, 6.
Damn. How much is
19
Woody? How much is Woody Johnson worth? Do you know?
I could look it up.
Please.
It's
That's
just
crazy. I
So-
never
How much
knew
is his
that.
mattress worth?
Oh my god!
mattress.
That mattress.
$3.2 billion.
yeah.
Damn.
See, he's got everybody by
Damn.
a lot. But that's
If
the.
this was a poker game, he would have made Woody Johnson fold.
But see, that's the thing. So now
That's crazy.
we know how important it is, PD, obviously, to have Juan Soto, right?
It's very.
So my
I think he
thing
drastically
is,
changes his team.
I know we've got some injuries. Giancarlo's hurt and Rizzo's hurt. Those are
Right.
two
Mm-hmm.
big bats in the lineup, right? Especially 'cause
Giancarlo doesn't
was at-
surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me, but he was having a good year. I think he had 14 home runs before he got injured.
It was
so it's
him and
like-
Judge kind of having that battle for a little
They-
bit
they-
in the
they were
beginning.
going. I mean, he was hitting, so you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So
He was playing, I think, the best that you can expect from him.
yeah,
That's the game you're gonna get home runs. He's gonna strike out, not hit a lot, but he's gonna hit home runs.
yeah.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
But he also gets hurt.
But now I'm thinking like, if Judge is our best hitter, does it make sense to maybe have him before Soto in the lineup?
I would have Soto before Judge if I was
I know
constructing the
most
lineup.
people, yeah, but
Soto draws more walks. So put somebody on base for Judge.
For Judge, yeah, that makes sense.
They're trying to. The thinking what having Soto after Judge is you want to offer him protection in a sense where, let's say you're pitching to Judge, and then in your mind you're like, oh, we have Soto to go after, so let me try to get Judge out and throw him strikes. So maybe he'll hit one out. So that's your thinking as an owner or coach. So like, I'm gonna put the good player behind Judge, so they throw him more pitches to hit. The problem is I don't think Soto's that player. I think you want Soto in front of Judge, and you'd want somebody else after Judge.
so
I think they're like another player away. It doesn't have to be a superstar, but somebody that you can trust to hit.
so how did you feel? Because obviously they played a lot better since then. The Mets putting Lindor on the top of the
That's
lineup.
been such a great change. He's been leading the league as a shortstop. He's like batting 400 in the leadoff spot. He's like top in the league in doubles.
Where was he in the lineup before?
He would usually hit second, third, kind of
Okay.
mix it up between there, but then they switched it up, and it's been such a difference. Ever since the Grimace era,
Yeah,
which I know you heard
Grimace.
about.
yeah.
What is that? What's the
You
Grimace
never
era?
heard the Grimace era?
No, what is
Oh,
that?
man, you're missing out. So, the Mets were like 11 games under 500. Terrible. Just not doing good.
Okay.
Grimace,
Isn't Grimace the thing from McDonald's?
the purple dude,
Mm-hmm.
he comes to Citi Field and he throws out the first pitch.
Okay.
After that, the Mets win 7 straight.
7?
7.
Oh my god.
So, one game, they're like, oh, Grimace, 2, Grimace. It just became like a
thing.
He's like a folk hero. He's like the face of the Mets right now. He's Grimace.
That's
People are going to
funny.
the game dressed as Grimace.
That's hilarious.
And now we have jerseys of purple on it. So
for
it just kinda,
Grimace.
not
That's
for Grimace.
hard.
But it fits the
Nah,
theme.
that's cool though.
So that's been like kind of their thing. And now they're like back in the playoff run. They're right there. So
And does Grimace still come out every game?
no. But he did come to the game a couple days ago, actually. He was there. So it was funny. They were
That's hard.
they were panning.
You should get a purple.
It was a
jersey.
Subway. I think it was a Subway series. They were panning the celebrities at the game.
Mm-hmm. And Grimace
It might
was
not have been, and it was like the guy that plays Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah, and he was dancing. Yes.
No, he was just sitting there.
Matthew
Grimace.
Grimace was just sitting there,
Okay.
and they were panning different celebrities, and everybody's like, "Ooh, stadiums!" Ooh, and then they got to Grimace, and it just erupted. They're like, "That's crazy."
That is cool. So, as we jump into everything else that's going on in sports, because I know that there's a lot going on with the Yankees and the Mets, I actually have a hard-hitting question here. Since I got a hard-hitting question last week, right? This is football, right? Because as we all know, I like a little bit of football on the show or whatever. So, I got a question here. I want to see, in between the two of you, I want to see if one of you can name this. I'm looking
He's still
here.
upset about last week's episode.
Look, we're not gonna talk about it. So, we're going top 5 most scrimmage yards in a single season by NFL player
McCaffrey.
in one season, right? I'm gonna tell you. I have the 5 in front of me. Go.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey is 3 from 2019 with 2392 scrimmage yards. That's number 3.
Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara is he on this list? He's not top 20. I got the 20.
Not top 20.
I got top 20 in front of me.
Wow.
Alvin Kamara is not on the top 20.
We got to name 20 of them?
No. I'm only asking for the top 5.
Top 5
Okay.
or 5 of the 20.
Top 5.
Top 5.
And you just said
I said
He said McCaffrey. McCaffrey's
before
3.
McCaffrey's 3.
He's 3.
So Alvin Kamara. Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson is tied for 9th, 2012 with 2314 scrimmage yards.
Where's Cooper Kupp?
It's not on the list. He's not on top 20 at least.
So there's not many receivers on that list.
I wouldn't think so. Is Derrick Henry on that list?
Derrick Henry's not top 20 either.
Really?
No.
Oh, what's his name?
Gotta make sure they're not peeping through the side.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
LaDainian Tomlinson is 5th.
There we go.
2370
Hand up,
scrimmage
hand
yards in
Give me
2003.
one.
So you got McCaffrey at 3rd and LaDainian Tomlinson at 5th.
One.
You got 3 more.
It's like number 1 something.
You should get one.
Is number 1 crazy like Walter Payton or something like
No,
that?
it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
No,
No.
dude. Who's that running back? I can't even think of his name now.
What team?
Was he the Colts? The Lions?
You heard that?
You talking about Barry Sanders?
Top 5
Yeah,
scrimmage
Sanders.
yards in the season.
He said Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders is 6th.
Ah, what?
1997,
There's some animals on
Detroit,
this list.
2358 scrimmage yards.
Can I phone a friend?
Oh, him?
Give me a name.
Tyreek Hill.
Oh, that's a good one. Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill is not top 20.
It can't be a receiver then. I feel like it's got to be
gonna
running back. Yeah.
bro. It's gonna be a running back. That's why I said Walter Payton. And you just said Barry Sanders. He's 6. Emmitt Smith?
Saquon's not on there.
Emmitt Smith.
The 3 left are running backs.
Saquon's
yeah.
not on there.
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith is not one of them.
What?
Man, come
If you want, I'll give you 17 to 20 so you can get a little visualization of
Please.
where your head is at. 17 is O.J. Simpson. 1975, 2243 scrimmage yards. 18 is James Wilder. 1984, 2229 scrimmage yards. 19 is Marshall Falk, which someone said before. 2227. And then 20 is Terrell Davis.
Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis is not top 20.
Marshawn Lynch.
how the tables have turned.
This is a tougher question. This is a way tougher question.
No, I know. Maybe I got an easy question and it sounded hard, so I'm going to make a hard question sound a little easy.
How many of them have played in the last 5 years?
There you go.
5 years?
No, make it 10.
So you're going back to what, 2014?
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for when these players played or when they broke the record?
I want to know because I want to narrow it down.
Yeah.
So if we can narrow it down, how many players are in the last 10 years, then that gives me a better, out of the 3 that are left.
Out of the 3 that are left, none of them
have played in the last 10 years.
Correct.
So these are going to be old names.
Correct.
2000s or older?
Around there.
Were we born?
90s, 2000s.
Okay.
He was born.
Around 2000?
He was definitely born.
Yeah.
He might have founded the team they played for.
Here we go.
I see.
Here we go again.
He'd make a great football player.
Here we go, kid.
Huzzah! Haven't done that in a minute. I'm so glad Petey's here, bro. Okay, so you want it? You want me to just tell you?
No. Wait, I want hold on.
I feel like we can at least get one more.
Now you're saying 2000s.
What number did you say Peterson was?
I feel like it's
Adrian Peterson's tied for 9th.
Who was the fullback on the Buccaneers?
Recently?
No. When they were
when they won?
Mike Allstott?
Nah.
I think he was a running back though, yeah, Allstott. No? So I don't know.
Fun fact, this has nothing to do with
Adrian Peterson. He's 9, so
this has
that
Kamara not being top 20 really throws me off.
That's what I'm saying. I have no
idea. I'll put it like this. Fun fact, Marshall Faulk did it twice. In 1998, he did it for 22.27, and then in 2000, he did it for 21.89, and he made the list twice. He's the only person that made the list twice.
That's interesting because I feel like running back numbers have been higher.
But Damian Tomlinson also made it twice, in 5th and in 29th.
Okay. Damian Tomlinson,
he was nasty.
So good.
But you're right. This is a hard question.
I give up.
You give up?
Yeah.
You giving up?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give up. Look at him.
I'm just trying to I'm thinking a running back, and that was
Let me see the list.
You want to see the list?
I'm going to give you something but then I'm also thinking longevity too.
I should have got one of them.
I told you.
I should have got that one.
I told you.
Brandon Jacobs?
It's not Brandon Jacobs.
No, but you're in the right ballpark.
You're there.
That's surprising, though.
You think so?
All right. Give it. Let me see.
All right. So, top 5 in that order. Number 1, Chris Johnson.
Oh,
for the Titans.
That's a good one.
Fun fact, he's the only player to ever have more than 2,500 yards in a single season.
Yeah, Chris Johnson.
2509 in 2009.
Yeah.
Number 2, Marshall Faulk at 2429. Oh, wait. He made the list 5 times? No, 3 times. Yo, Marshall Faulk was nasty, bro. So he was the 2.
What is that, the greatest show on turf?
Yeah, I think so. That was him, right? 1999 for 2429 rushing yards. Then you had McCaffrey, 2392. And number 4 was Tiki Barber, 2390.
That's the only
2005.
Right? I can't stand Tiki, yo.
Why?
I don't like Tiki. I don't like his takes.
That's wild. I mean,
I don't like Keyshawn Johnson's takes either. You ever hear Keyshawn Johnson talk about sports?
Tell me something that you heard of him that you were like, yo, what are you talking about?
Keyshawn Johnson on live television was like that he can't recall LeBron James dunking on anybody.
I remember that. That was crazy.
What?
Did you? I saw a video.
I'm pretty sure he did it the last game he played, and he's 40.
I'm pretty sure he does it every game, bro.
Where they got that clip. And then they just put a montage of him.
And then a montage. Are you kidding me? And then I've heard other
What's worse than that? Him or Max Kellerman saying he would rather take Iguodala instead of Steph Curry in that one shot.
I think they're both
game on the line. 3 seconds to go. He was like, "Give me Iguodala."
I think they're both really bad takes.
I mean, hey man. It's like, but we live in the glass house, you know. We be seeing some wild stuff on this show ourselves.
Especially you.
Yo, whatever, man. Listen, I don't want to hear that shit. Everybody in my phone be like, yo, I can't believe David's such an Anthony Davis fan.
It is what it is.
Man, I had an Anthony Davis question for you like a week ago, and I don't remember it.
Oh, you were watching it, one of the last ones. You're like, oh, I would have hit him with that right there.
No.
It wasn't one of
my
those.
own time, no.
In your own time, you were like, huh, I wonder what David's doing, thinking about Anthony Davis right now. Oh. Okay, let's get serious. So, since we're talking about a little bit of basketball, I can get into this really quick. Orlando Magic forward Franz Wagner agreed on a 5-year, $224 million rookie contract extension.
Wasn't it like I thought I saw 270.
So that deal could then become worth as much as $269 million.
He's nice.
He is
That's
nice.
crazy.
Franz is nice.
That's your favorite song in the NBA.
He's not
right?
Paolo.
Orlando.
He's
Magic.
not Paolo,
Orlando
but
Magic.
Franz is nice though.
Nah.
They gotta. I keep telling you about the Magic, yo.
I mean, look,
you
thought they were gonna get Clay. So
Yeah.
what is the next move that they make?
They got
though?
KCP, which is essentially what they needed. What did I say? They needed a shooting wing that could defend, and that was Klay Thompson. That would have been your premier
Cream
free
of the crop.
agent. But KCP's got 2 rings, so
Just like Drew Holiday.
The very famous finalist MVP.
Hey,
Average
man,
the triple-double.
That's all listen, bro.
yo, this guy.
He has 2 chips.
Real quick,
Like a-
I just
like
want
a
to say,
Lay's bag. Let's hear it.
congratulations to the only non-all-star to probably ever make $300 million in the NBA. Do you know who that is?
Jason Tatum.
Non-all-star?
Non-all-star.
Oh, non-all-star.
Never had an all-star appearance. Never been voted an all-star. Made
Uh,
$300 million in the league.
Sabonis?
Wait, I saw this earlier. I saw it earlier. No, don't tell me, bro.
Recently got paid?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, yeah, he got paid like within the last 2 days,
He
right?
got traded.
I don't remember. Tell me.
Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
That's
You
nuts.
shitting me, yo?
J. Cole.
The warm-up. Tobias Harris? I just want to say, so congratulations to him.
You don't mean that.
On Detroit.
Yeah.
He got traded to Detroit, yeah, from Philly.
Detroit paid him that money? They were like, hey, we lost 25 in a row.
You know what's crazy?
Give them whatever they
You know what's
want.
crazy,
They gave him
though?
$300 million. I'm saying
He robbed Philly
I'm just saying that's
Robbed.
a career.
Blind.
That's a
Robbed.
career earnings.
and then somehow does it again.
I mean, now, Detroit's honestly just pulling out whatever they can.
I don't know why they keep.
So he's not-
Oh, and I want to say something about Detroit firing Monty Williams.
Okay,
Dumb
good
move.
move. You don't think so?
I mean, why would you? They just paid him.
Yeah.
They signed him to a 5-year deal, paid him all this money, gave him 1 year, and let him ride.
I mean, they had the worst season they probably ever had ever.
Look who they had.
I mean, I agree, but at the end of the day,
Name
when
3 Pistons.
Yeah.
Name
I
2.
can't.
Anyway,
Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duran.
Tobias Harris, come on, bro.
There you go.
Stop playing.
You know
Stop
what
playing
you're
with. Come on. Listen, bro. The truth is, when you have that many losses in a row and it becomes like a laughing stock, some might say that's
It was a
that's
meme.
horrific.
It was a
It's a
meme.
meme, bro.
It was a meme.
Oh, are they like they would say like, okay, what's gonna happen first? Da 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 da, or Detroit
No,
gets a win.
The funniest thing was they said on every Pistons win you would get like a free taco.
And nobody
And
ever got any free throws.
it was like 20 losses straight. Everybody be like, I'm hungry. People in Detroit were like, I'm starving. Please just win a game.
They went to the
We're
game
starving.
with their stomach growling. Please. No, I think that's wild, bro. To be honest, I wish Detroit as a city in general got like more love, especially since the Lions are kind of popping right now. So it'd kind of be cool if like they could turn something into something over there, but
Can't have shit in Detroit.
I don't think so.
Beating.
Can't have shit in Detroit.
What's the best thing to come out of Detroit?
Eminem.
You know what's crazy? My head went there, but I was thinking sports, PD.
Sports?
Yeah,
What do you mean by that?
like Megatron?
About Ford as a company.
You know, the car? Are you talking about the automobile?
Yeah, they're good.
I'm
for
here
cars
talking
over
about
there.
athletes, bro. This is a sports
I would
show.
put Eminem over Megatron in a
You asked him
ranking.
what's the best
In a
thing to come out of
ranking?
Detroit, yeah.
So, do you think that Eminem's a better rapper than Calvin Johnson was a receiver?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I wouldn't say that either.
I wouldn't say
I
that.
would.
Bro. Calvin Johnson is like top 3 in everybody's list.
Eminem's the Mount Rushmore for some people.
Yeah, but some people and
It's not top 3 in everyone's list, though.
Everybody.
It's hard. That's
I would
hard.
say Eminem's the best thing to come out of
Do
Detroit.
you think Calvin Johnson's a better receiver than Eminem is a rapper?
Leave a comment down below.
Let us know.
Please do. So, damn, what was I gonna Oh yeah,
fucking ham.
no, I got it. So what do you feel about Isaiah Hartenstein going to the Thunder, the team that drafted him, by the way?
That I know.
I have a gripe. I'm not mad at him leaving.
Excuse me?
I have a gripe. Never heard of gripe?
No.
How old are you? You never heard the word gripe?
I've never heard the word gripe before.
What?
No.
Yeah, it's a word. And
This is like him. No, because he said, what was it you said last week, bro? Hyperbolic time chamber.
All right, that was Dragon Ball Z, though.
That's
where I went.
And he meant hyperbaric, like I was supposed to be like, oh.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of gripe.
So gripe means like what? You have a problem?
I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I have a gripe.
I'd
It
rather,
grinds his gears.
I'd rather say problem. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. You say what you want. I'm glad like he got the bag.
Yeah.
Get it?
Mhm.
The Knicks couldn't offer it.
Right.
Now, here's the
Early
problem I
birds.
have. I don't know enough about how that contract stuff works, but the Knicks signed him to a contract, and they developed him and made him the player that he just got paid for.
Mm-hmm.
How come they're so restricted? Like the early bird situation, why are they so restricted? Why can't they match that offer? Because
To be
that's not a
honest with
cap situation.
While you-
But they were limited to how much they could actually
While
offer.
you
Well,
answer that, just give me a second.
It has to do with the hard cap. So it's like I just can't think that they can afford to go over. With
But
all, like,
they
the
were
taxes.
able to
and you're not,
afford-
and with a hard cap, you can't go. A soft cap, you can go over. A hard cap is like if that's their cap, but you got to understand they're paying OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges.
OG's the only one making
Jalen
real money,
Brunson,
though.
Julius Randle.
How about the Celtics?
Well, the Celtics.
How do they
also-
afford all that?
That's a question that I would love to know. I posted about that because I have no idea how the Celtics.
Because on the
have
Knicks,
$1 billion.
on the Knicks right now, OG's the only one really getting paid. Because Brunson's what, making 20 something?
It's not, the Knicks, however historic franchise it may be, though, like, how do you make money as a sports team?
You win.
You win.
But they're also they're in the Mecca.
So, right. No, I hear that you're in the Mecca, but Boston is not too far from you.
You got to sell out
Right?
the games, though.
They do. Even when the Knicks are bad, they sell out that arena.
That's how you make money, though.
And Boston has been winning for,
Decades.
right.
They're the
forever.
winningest.
But
Realistically.
they don't have. But the cap should affect them in the same way. Is what I'm confused about. Because now you're telling me the Knicks can't afford 2 players over $30 million, and I was like, but the Celtics are offering like they have 5.
We're talking about how basketball confuses you? Okay, perfect. This is where I come to shine. So I have a question about this. How the hell does the Celtics pay all these people, right?
Have you been here the last 2 minutes?
Listen, shut up for a second. The reason that I'm confused is Boston is also up for sale right now. Did you hear about that?
It's a good time to sell.
They're
them.
selling the team.
They just want a chip.
But did you hear the terms of the conditions of the sell? So
Do
they
you want
wanna
the,
buy
whenever
it?
you want the explanation for the early bird rights, I have it here too.
I want it. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you can say that first. Go ahead.
Okay. Early bird rights are a salary cap exception in the NBA that allows teams to re-sign their own free agents for larger salaries. This expectation is available to players who have played for the same team for 2 or more seasons. So he played there for 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
With early bird rights, a team can offer a player up to 175% of their expiring salary.
That's the part.
So
know.
that's the part. So
Like,
whatever his
is that
salary
fair,
was.
though?
So like if he was only getting paid like $3 million or whatever the case may be, they can only offer him the 17 or whatever.
And I don't think that's right. I feel like if you sign a player for a steal, like you got a diamond, right? And then he outplays that contract, you develop him into this amazing player. Now you can't even afford, like you're not allowed to sign him.
I mean, that's the NBA, man. They've got CBAs. It's a business at the end
do
of the day.
you think that
That's a
makes
structure
it?
that's built so that people can't just like buy out these players that like they get a chance to go adventure elsewhere. It's kind of like to encourage.
I mean, they could say no to like the
They
extension
could-
offer.
they
Though. They don't
could.
have to.
They
Like,
could.
but does that like decentivize you as a franchise to look for those players that you can get on a steal because you
No.
know you're gonna kind of lose them?
No, because if you get a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein and he plays as well as he did, barring maybe a couple of injuries, you might have been in the conference finals. You might have been to the finals. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say
So-
this. I think Hartenstein was great. I think he overplayed that Knicks contract.
No, me too.
I don't think he's going to overplay the Thunder contract.
No, I don't think he's going to overplay the Thunder contract. I think for what the Thunder are going to use him for, like, they're going to try to put him in, like, those, what he was doing in the Knicks, in those high DHOs, dribble handoffs, and passing, and then, like, you know, rebounding, and pretty much just, like, defending, because Chet, you don't want him in that paint banging too much with, like, the bigger centers like Joel and, you know, Jokic.
Which is why you wanted a center on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Which is another thing.
That Valanciunas.
How do you feel about LeBron coming out and saying, I'll take a pay cut if you get me one of these players?
Then the Lakers not getting any of them?
And then he's like, just pay me my max contract.
The problem with the Lakers is that we don't have a lot of draft capital, right? So, one, if you're a star, you already have to know that no matter how old LeBron is, while he's on that team, it's his team.
Yeah.
So you're already going to have to be comfortable with that. Then you're going to have to be comfortable with the fact that the team that you're going to be on once he leaves is pretty much the team that you're going to have to, like, rock with, because unless there's some major trades, because there's some contracts there that, one, nobody wants, like D'Angelo Russell. And then you've also got the fact that we don't have a lot of draft capital, so it's not like we can improve in the draft either. So now what are we doing?
You need a very specific kind of player who's like somebody who has that potential, lost it for a little bit, and maybe he needs like a prove it deal.
You needed like a
2-year, I'll play on the Lakers for 2 years, figure myself out, and then I can leave after.
You needed like a Clay.
Yeah,
is what it is, or like, you know, like
a pass and shoot kind of guy.
You just need somebody who doesn't need to stay there long term, who can I'll be here for 2 years, get myself better, and then if I can stay, I'll stay maybe, but I'll probably leave.
So even like trying to get DeMar DeRozan, which would be
that's a good fit,
viable. Like it's
right.
Like it'll work, right? We could make it work, even though he's not a good enough shooter for me. Like from the 3-point, but
he's a good mid-range guy. But
he's great in the mid-range and stuff like
yeah.
that, and he gets to the basket, So, and I'm sure with LeBron's spacing, they'll figure it out. But
right,
still, we don't even have. We would have to get him in like a sign and trade type of deal.
So then, who do you?
We
give
don't
up?
have nothing to give till 2029.
Which is wild. We're
crazy
kind of
as
locked
hell.
in for a little bit then.
And they're a bunch of second-round picks at that.
Yeah.
So it's like.
They kind of went for an hour and ever, and they've been like stuck in this little rut, I guess, for a little bit.
I mean, injuries don't help, but I don't know. I mean,
I think they've just kind of exhausted all their like trade stuff, picks and everything.
That's what
and
it is.
The only thing, and they can't really afford to sign much, right?
And then,
how's your cap looking?
I mean, we just signed LeBron for 2 years, $104 million, so he's getting $52 million a year. So you tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Anthony Davis is getting paid.
It's just not. It's not like
you would need to basically get a rookie or someone young to really
like you're hoping.
Show up.
Well, yeah. Well, you also need guys to show up too, because then you sign these guys. Rui Hachimura sucks.
How's Reeves?
Reeves is on and off. Like there are times where he plays and you're like, oh shit, he's nice as hell. And then there's other times where is he? Why is he jacking up this three from 30 feet out and he's 1 for 7? So it's just like, Jared Vanderbilt can't, hit the broadside of a barn. So
I wanted to ask you this before we dive too much into Lakers, as we always do. This is my thing that confuses me, right? So this is the terms of the deal that Boston is looking to get, because its group majority of stake owners are looking to sell their portion of the team, right? The portion of the Celtics that they're selling is approximately around $4.6 billion, right? However, the term of the deal is that you sell the Celtics to them right now, right? But then the group is still in charge of their operations.
Nobody's going to buy that.
For the next 4 years.
Mm.
So you buy it and it belongs to you and you have ownership of it. But this group that owned it before is still running the team for you for the next 4 years until that time is up, and then it's up to you to do whatever you got to do in structure of management or whatever.
Interesting, they try to do that with Baltimore, the baseball team, the Orioles.
Okay.
And that was the initial, like, oh, you guys could buy our team, but we want control for like the next year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then that wasn't going to work out, and then they ended up just selling the team.
Just overall.
Yep.
Just completely getting rid of ownership.
Yep.
Now, the thing that confuses me is obviously they're trying to sell for a high number. That's cool. Their starting five overall of all their contracts adds up to almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
So it's Jaylen Brown for 304, Drew Holiday for 135, Derek White for 126. You got Jason Tatum at 314 and Porzingis at 60. That adds up to
And that's the
900.
cheap one.
That adds up to
Yeah, right.
$939 million between those guys, and then you're gonna try and sell the team. What does that tell you? If you're on that team, right, and you just won that championship, you just fought as hard as you could for the organization, and now they want to sell it.
It's a business, bro.
It is. I mean, I agree. I know what it is.
These players, especially in the NBA, should be very, accustomed to business because that's all it is. And the NBA is all about windows. So it's like if you're selling, like the team has its value because you just signed these guys for 4 years. They should be going on a run. They should win another one. They should.
You think they would have sold it if they didn't win the chip this year?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. But there's value in the you know what I mean? So it's like I could care less about any of that. Because I know what's going to happen. These teams change hands, and you got an owner this day, and then, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a stake owner this day, a new team pops up, and now he's an owner. It's just...
Wasn't there, like, an exchange in the past where, like, I think the Clippers used to be the Celtics, and the Celtics used to be the Clippers, and then they sold the rights to each other? Have you ever heard that story?
No.
So the Clippers used to be on the East Coast. And in what team? I forget. I'm pretty sure it's the Clippers. And then the owner of Boston at the time wanted to go west. So they switched ownership so that the Clippers was owned by Boston and Boston was owned by the Clippers. So then the new owners of Boston stayed in Boston and the new owner of the Clippers moved them to LA. And that's how we got the Clippers that we know today. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
There you go. Look. I couldn't tell you who led the top six. What was it you asked me? But I could tell you that.
Top 5 leaders in points in the finals or the playoffs.
Yeah.
Points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah, well, I want you to take a gander at this.
Are you sharing secrets, sharing notes over there?
No, you can look at it too.
Oh, fine.
I just feel like he's going to understand it first.
Fine. I guess I'll take a look.
It's just about the Knicks and like where they're at right now.
Okay.
They've been making really smart moves.
Okay.
To now where they can afford to sign another player. Probably like bring back Precious.
Did you like Precious?
I like Precious a lot. I feel like if Precious was just a little taller, he'd be the perfect backup center.
They were like in the first apron, which basically means like I guess I don't know how to
First what?
First apron, like it's like a tier. It's like the first tier. So I don't know how to explain it. Like because of the contracts that they had, I don't know how I'm gonna explain it to you. It's just like
try your hardest.
You can't go over it. Like you can't you have a certain amount of contracts. You have a certain amount
of
money.
It's like a ceiling.
It's like a ceiling that you can't go over. There's no wiggle room to that. Now if you're in the second apron, now you have a little bit more wiggle room. It's just another way of saying that like you've exhausted the money that you can use on players.
The first apron is the lowest or the highest.
With the what?
When you said because then you don't have a lot of wiggle room in the first apron, but then you get to the second, so you have a little bit more.
You have no wiggle room in the first apron, and then you have wiggle room in the second apron.
So the first is the worst.
I guess not the worst, but it just means that you've essentially allocated all your money.
Okay.
Like
that's me explaining it in the most layman terms possible. Like you can't spend any more money on players. That's what you're in the first apron right now.
So
you
what's
can't
between
spend
that?
Any more money on players.
What's the difference between that and a cap? Just like a regular
it's essentially
cap.
the same thing. The first apron is part of the cap. It's just different tiers of it. Hard cap, soft cap, first apron, second apron.
Soft cap, you just get taxed.
Right.
Okay.
And then there's a luxury tax too. Like it's it gets there.
All right.
You spend this much amount of money. Okay, well we're gonna tax you on it now.
Right.
And it's just like so it's all business. So that's why. And also obviously certain contracts, which is why Isaiah Hartenstein's thing came up because you had him for this year and you signed him for this amount. because again, it's a way to keep parity in the league.
Okay.
So
I see what you're saying.
I think right now
ITY too, parity, not ODY.
I'm really glad
you're a big spelling guy. You're a big just make sure people are I hear it further and farther.
They might hear me saying it like that's not what that means.
Yeah. In parity, not parody.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I'm smelling what you're farting or whatever they say. Before you jump into something else, I want to say this really quick since we're talking basketball. Buddy Hield is joining the Warriors in a sign and trade deal with the 76ers that guarantees him 2 years, $21 million.
Put that guy in the hot dog eating contest.
Why?
Never seen.
Put him in a bobbing for apples.
Have I ever seen Buddy Hield eat a hot dog? No, I can't say that
He's
I
grabbing
have.
3 apples at a time.
3 at a time is nuts because apples are really fucking
You never seen
round.
the chompers on that dude, bro?
Talking about Buddy Hield?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has like
man.
the Squidward bite of Krabby Patty type teeth. Damn. Whoa. Chill, that's Max. But look,
Yeah, man.
do you think that makes any big difference on the Warriors? Obviously, they needed a shooter.
I think the Warriors are retooling. I think they like what they have. Andrew Wiggins is still there. Jonathan Kuminga is looking like he's developing into a pretty decent player. Brandon Pajemski doesn't look too bad either. And Steve Kerr's a good coach, and he runs good plays, and he knows how to get shooters open. And they've got a whole bunch of shooters over there.
Let me ask you something.
So
This is on the topic of the Warriors. Paul George. They were discussing a trade.
Mm-hmm.
You're the owner of the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
You traded a lot of assets. You bring in Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on the point where you're going to lose him. You're not going to re-sign Paul George. The Warriors were interested. Why didn't they make a sign and trade and get something? Whether it was a second round, 2 second rounds, something, instead of just losing him to Philly. I just don't understand the thought process.
Because there was no team option. You only get that option to sign me again.
There was an option for a sign and trade.
Was it a player option? Because if it's a player option, okay, so he declined it.
No, he wanted to be a Warrior.
Oh.
And the Warriors, they made different packages to the Clippers. And the Clippers just said no.
Well, then that's probably just has to do with being in the West Coast, and I'm not going to give Paul George to the Warriors. If I'm gonna send him anywhere, I'm gonna send him.
But they didn't send him. They just lost him.
But didn't he become a free agent this year? He became a free agent.
Yeah, but you still have a window where you can sign and trade.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That was the other option. So it's either, all right, we sign him again, because you also have to have, it takes 2 to tango. So you also have to have other people. So if I'm another team, right, and I know that, well, if we don't offer anything, then they can't, do a sign
The
and
Warriors
trade
had a
kind
bunch
thing.
of offers, and apparently the Clippers wanted Kuminga. That was that's it.
Well, makes
But
sense.
why not just take picks?
They was stupid.
But why not, if I tell you,
You talking about it makes sense.
I'm telling you, you're losing Paul George, you could lose him for nothing or for a couple picks. Which one are you taking?
First of all, Kuminga has played very well for you, and he's young. Paul George is 34.
Yeah.
And he's
overrated.
Ridden.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's overrated.
No, but the
Paul
Warriors
George healthy
didn't. The Warriors didn't want to
The
give
best
him. A
ability is availability. Come on, bro.
Come on now. But so again, if you're a team so you're saying again, it takes 2 to tango. You want Kuminga? No, I'm not giving you Kuminga. Kuminga's been able to stay healthy, and he does essentially. I don't want to say. I don't think he's obviously not a better skill player than Paul George, but it also has to do with fit in teams and stuff you know what I mean. All of that has to do with it. So it's not just it sounds good, so why didn't it happen? Well, it didn't happen because we're both in the Western Conference, and I don't want to have to see you now, and I don't and possibly have to deal with a healthy Paul George, or I don't want to, or if I'm losing this, I want to try to get this, and you're not going to give me Jonathan. I mean, there's a whole bunch of variables.
I think he tried to get something.
Didn't do it. And then if other teams now, so if your best option is to do a sign and trade, again, it takes 2 to tango. So if no other teams offer you anything, and they know that, all right, well, if they can't do that, he's just going to become a free agent, then that's what they're going to wait for.
Also, with the fact that that's a hard deal to
Warriors
keep out of your vision.
That's why the Warriors wanted to do that, because they knew that if he went to free agency, he probably wasn't going to pick Golden State.
They didn't have the money. They couldn't afford him.
So
They
let's
couldn't
try.
give him 212.
No.
No way.
So with that being said, let's try to do a signing trade. But again, who do you want? We want Jonathan Kuminga.
Now I have a question for you since you had a question for him.
All right.
Now you look at Philly's starting roster and you look at the Knicks starting roster.
I got the Knicks.
In that same playoff series,
Tyrese
Maxey, Paul
Kelly
George,
Oubre.
Kelly Oubre,
Paul George,
and
Paul Reed, Joel Embiid.
I got the Knicks.
against Brunson, Randall, Mitchell Robinson. What are you starting,
Mr.
Mikal
Glass?
Bridges?
Michael Bridges
Robinson?
playing the 2. He's probably guarding Maxey. You have OG on
Who's guarding Maxey?
Bridges.
Yeah.
Then you got OG guarding Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Mitchell on Embiid.
Get out of here.
Which he did.
Embiid's
He guarded
the-
him pretty well in the
Embiid's the X factor
playoffs.
though, but it wasn't healthy. Healthy Embiid is.
When was the last time we
torching
seen healthy Embiid and healthy George?
When's the last time you seen a healthy Mitchell
If
Robinson?
you're looking, I was about to say, if
I
you're looking at
understand that.
no,
But that's why I
but-
think we need a backup.
if you're worried
Which I want
about
Precious back.
first off,
I do like the Knicks. I was just
I like
also
the Knicks too.
mentioning. I do like
the Knicks
roster
too.
better. I'm just.
but
playing
but
devil's
if you're
advocate
worried
over here.
about Joel Embiid and how good he is when he is injured
my
compared to Mitchell Robinson, to
Mitchell
how
Robinson was also injured too in that
good.
playoffs.
Yeah, but Joel Embiid was injured, still balling.
cerebral palsy, give him 50.
He couldn't close one of his eyes,
My
bro.
man's at the-
that's a poor excuse for an injury.
I want to see you go.
No, he also
I
had-
want
he
to see
also
you
had-
go a
he also
whole
was
day
dealing-
just doing
he was
regular
dealing
things
with a
and you
knee
can't
injury.
close one of your
He
eye.
was
How
dealing with a
crazy
knee
you
injury.
feel.
The entire thing. He was dealing with.
I
a knee
can't
injury.
do that. Listen,
I don't know. Listen,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
for
I think the Knicks are built perfectly to play them, and the Celtics too.
I think the Knicks.
If Randall and Robinson can make it healthily through the regular season, I'll give you a maybe.
I think OG is not going to play as. I think
Randall's gonna stay healthy. You gotta understand, Randall's not like a super injury prone.
It was a freak shoulder.
He is older though, no?
Like he
No,
fell
he's not
on, like,
older. We
no,
talked
he's-
about
he's
this.
like
Yeah, we had this
27.
conversation.
No, sorry, he's
young.
29.
Yeah,
He's 29.
I remember I was talking to Cody one day. He's like, "Isn't he like 35?" I was like, "He's like 29."
Yeah, he's like 29 years old.
I don't know.
Paul George
young.
is old. So I mean, but
You hear
again,
that, right?
Yeah,
OG Anunoby is another guy who hasn't played over 60 games in. I couldn't even tell you. You understand what I'm saying?
Do you hear that little buzzing sound?
No.
Maybe it's you. You
Am I
want to pause
buzzing?
it? You want to pause it?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? I'll talk shit about OG Anunoby after we come back.
Him, it's 9 p.m. That's it.
You going to sleep at 9 p.m.? I have the same fucking shoes, bro.
These are fresh. They're so comfy.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Great minds think alike, bro. Ready? No squeak. Ready? There you go.
All right.
So right back at it. OG Anunoby.
OG Anunoby. So that's another guy who, stays injured and stuff like that. Like, so for me, it's a toss up. The only clear cut team right now in the East would be Boston.
yeah.
I think Philly has a chance if they're healthy. I think Knicks have a chance. I kind of put them like right there realistically because Joel Embiid is so good and was playing at an MVP level.
He's the best
before.
player on both teams.
Yes.
But I think you have Brunson on the other side. I think he's
But
the
then
second
again,
best.
But Maxey though.
Max is really good.
Maxey's really good.
Maxey's really good.
I think just the way the team is set up now, where you have those two elite wing defenders on OG and Michael, I think it just
And Philly signed Andre Drummond, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
back up.
So that's a good.
That's
backup.
actually who I wanted the Knicks to go after.
So hot take.
That would have been great.
Could I-
for the what?
Could someone then say if
Andre
Paul
Drummond
George
do nothing else but rebound and stay in the paint.
That's all he needs to do in his
Man,
career in
I
general.
was saying, you remember Kyle
Yeah, but
O'Quinn?
he's been on Shaqtin' a Fool a couple
you
times.
remember Kyle O'Quinn?
Yes.
I do.
I was like, I just need that. I need that kind of guy, a big dude that just grabs the board.
Right now, you
Tyson
guys will
Chandler?
take. Right now, you guys will take Quincy Acey.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, what a
Crazy.
throwback.
But with them trading Shake Milton, you keep Precious Achia. So he's a good enough defender. He's good on the perimeter. He's undersized.
How about
Yeah.
McBride?
He's staying.
Deuce McBride is staying. I like the Knicks. The Knicks are
The Knicks
They're deep.
have exactly what you would think they need if they're all perfect.
But they're also deep. So you have like that second rotation of DiVincenzo, Hart, Precious come in. That's a really good second rotation of starters in there.
I still can't believe his name is Precious, bro.
Have you seen his siblings' names?
That blows.
They're
I haven't.
like
Have you
something
seen his siblings' names?
No, I
all the
haven't.
siblings
Precious is
are-
the most normal one.
Like Majesty and
Yeah,
and
like-
Forever.
Yeah,
Precious
stuff
is the
like that.
most
Like
normal
that.
one.
like that.
Look, fun fact. I went to high school with someone whose name was Forever.
Wow.
First
Yeah.
name Forever, last name Toppin. Validation in the room.
How'd they make it through high school?
There they were.
You're lying.
Yo, why would I lie to you about that? I don't know if she's gonna watch this.
The jokes must have been crazy.
Wait. This person's name was Forever, and their last name was actually Toppin?
Toppin.
She was a woman.
That's even tougher.
Yo,
That was her
that's
name.
tough.
That's rough.
Man, that is rough.
That's rough.
Come,
Was she
as a parent, though, you
Was
gotta.
was she like pretty or anything?
You know what she was doing.
Plead the fifth. So I have a question for you. This is what I wanted to say to you
Did she
before,
live up
and
to the name?
plead the fifth. So I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I got his siblings'
Yeah,
name.
can we
Do you
hear
wanna
them, please?
Yeah, real quick, yeah.
Sorry. So Precious, we know. There's God's Gift Uchiha.
one long word.
God's Gift Uchiha.
That's hard.
Peace Uchiha.
Also hard.
God's Will Uchiha.
That's a little bit too much.
Promise and Grace.
Grace is a regular.
As you can
name.
tell, very religious household, probably.
God's Gift Uchiha is crazy.
Those all just sound like tattoo phrases.
God's gift, God's,
God's
will.
gift, God's grace.
Great.
That's crazy.
That's wild. I like peace though. Peace is kind of hard. Name somebody peace. I think
Sure.
that's cool.
Better than
It's
forever.
peace like peace, right? Not like here's a piece of this.
I don't know. Yeah, it's peace.
Okay. That makes more sense. But I wanted to ask you about this. So I was trying to say before, since we're talking about Philly, if Paul George does not produce anything in Philadelphia now, in the terms of this contract, can you call him overrated?
Brian
you call him-
Windhorst said this, and it was like, Paul George has been like, what's the? I'm not gonna get the exact phrase, so please don't like.
gripe.
That's crazier that you haven't heard that word in your life.
I'm telling you, bro.
He comes out of nowhere. Great. So Brian Windhorst is basically saying
Hyperbaric.
that Paul George for the past like 5 years has had his name in these big like free agency moves and trades.
Right.
And what has it amounted to?
It's true.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
With the Thunder, nothing.
Pacers to Thunder, and then them trading him to the to the Clippers, and like nothing's
And he's always been that big name, and people always. I mean, look, people say that he's one of the smoothest whatever.
Listen, when he's healthy,
players,
though,
whatever.
Paul George's game is very.
I remember when he was
very
like
nice to
at his
watch.
prime, he was like baby LeBron.
When he was his best, to me, was his when he was in OKC before he got traded.
I was telling Cody that
He
had
was-
some
him
good
and
years on the
Russ?
Thunder.
Oh man, when he was on the Thunder,
Yeah.
he was like a third in MVP voting that year.
Yeah, I do
Wow.
remember that.
That was the best ever. That because he was the healthiest or whatever the case.
But he
may
hasn't
be.
produced anything.
But he hasn't produced anything. So it's like,
Well, look, he did get to the Western Conference Finals one year with the Clippers. I think that they got eliminated by the Suns the year that the Suns went to the chip against Milwaukee. I think that's the farthest that he ever got. Which is like the very last.
so you're
before the
asking me
finals.
that is he overrated?
Could you call him overrated if he didn't do anything in Philly?
I mean, I guess in statistical terms, if you're talking like just like greatest of all times and like player. Like,
I mean, he's not that, but you could
no,
also
no, I mean, I guess in that way,
I think it's the conversation with James Harden. Like, is James Harden overrated? He has the stats,
right? Like,
but he hasn't won anything.
So like, I guess in that way, it's just hard because like I know, like I'm watching Paul George and I know that when Paul George is healthy,
Yeah.
there's not a lot. He's nice as hell. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like, and I know that. But again, so
You want to say yes? That's the
yeah,
problem.
I do. but I guess I want to say yes in the way that you're talking, because I know what you mean by overrated. I'm
Of
not able
course.
to voice it right now, like in the proper way, but I know what you mean.
Does
how you're
his
asking.
effort go
But
recognized
my
by
eye
the people?
But what my eyes tell me, he's
Right.
not overrated. He's just as nice as you think he is,
See,
or that people say.
me
he is.
saying overrated is not a fiscal opinion. Like, not me saying he doesn't deserve the money that he gets.
No,
from
I
these
don't think.
teams.
I don't
That's
think it
not
has,
what I'm
I don't
saying.
think it has to do with money either.
But what
I
I'm
think it's
saying
like,
is it unfortunate?
almost like a legacy kind of thing,
Like a legacy,
like the
kind
way
of
his
thing.
legacy is viewed. Is he overrated in
Correct.
his legacy? I can see that. I can see where you're saying
The
with
same place you might put a Carmelo, or the same place you might put a
that.
I
Carmelo
don't know.
wasn't overrated. Carmelo just.
He's James Harden.
They're
They're very similar,
but
very
with the
offensive.
same result legacy wise at the end of it. Is all I'm saying.
it
same
does,
place
yeah,
you would put like
But again, if you.
Charles Barkley.
But again, and that's another one again. But if you watch these guys, like, you can't say Charles Barkley is overrated. Charles Barkley was an MVP.
Nah, he
in this
was
league,
nasty.
in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? At 6'6", power forward, wildin'. So you can't say that he's overrated. In that way, like, your eyes can't look at Charles Barkley and say that he's not as good as people say he is.
Right.
I'm watching him be that good.
AI.
So- Oh, AI what?
Oh God.
No, I'm not saying that he. No. Whoa,
What
whoa.
can of worms are
Yo,
you trying to open?
David looked at me like I just poked the wrong bear,
You
bro.
did.
He said what?
No, because I thought you were gonna say that AI was overrated. or
No.
he's in that, like, AI
I was
is
just
another
talking
one-
about legacies,
Another one
bro.
who doesn't have a ring, but
That's all I meant.
Is just as
I'm
good
sorry.
as. Now, somebody who I would say is overrated.
Tobias Harris.
Well, I think he's. I think teams are just. I don't know what teams are looking for with him, but like Paul Pierce, like, he won a ring, but like, I don't think like.
You don't think he was a good shooter?
I think there's a lot of better players than Paul Pierce. I think Paul Pierce was, Paul Pierce is nice.
Here's the
I'm saying,
thing.
but like, I don't know.
There's a lot of players that have caught a ring that were not all-stars,
Paul Pierce is an all-star.
which is kind of like why
Paul Pierce was just never a superstar to me.
and Paul George is an all-star to you.
Paul George is a superstar to me.
If you were building a team, right, would you rather have Paul Pierce or Paul George?
Healthy,
Healthy.
Paul George,
Okay.
in a heartbeat.
How
And
about
you can ask almost anybody that one. If you're gonna give me the opportunity to have like they will play the same amount of games and all that good stuff like that, you're gonna pick Paul George.
I have a question.
Every time.
Healthy Paul George or Kawhi?
Kawhi as
Kawhi.
is?
Kawhi.
Healthy Kawhi.
Healthy
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Oh, come on, bro. That's not even.
Huh.
Because Kawhi
That's
is
easy
like
to me.
Because Kawhi is like
Kawhi's more two-way, I'd say.
he's a better defender than Paul George.
Absolutely.
Paul George is a good defender though.
He is.
But
can do
Kawhi
it-
is
George can do it
Kawhi
all.
is a very good defender.
But yeah,
though.
but Kawhi is like clamp city. Like,
Yeah.
if he wants to clamp you, he's gonna clamp you. So it's like, yeah. So I'm taking Kawhi, both healthy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like that's a hard one. I actually have one more thing I wanted to speak on. It doesn't really have to do with a sport in general, but it's a serious note. So I'm just going to say this really quick, get it out the way, and we could take the rest of the show as it goes. I thought this was interesting. According to ESPN, former Indianapolis Colts defensive lineman Daniel Moore was arrested Wednesday along with his wife, Kristen Moore, after their 14-year-old son, who had been reported missing 2 weeks earlier, was found at their home in Logansport, Indiana. The arrests were made after Indiana State Police executed a search warrant at the home. Daniel Moore faces charges of domestic battery, Class A misdemeanor, and obstruction of justice, and a felony, while Kristen only faces obstruction of justice. The son, 14-year-old Bryson Moore, is quote-unquote safe and well and is now in the custody of Cass County Department of Child Services.
Oh, so he's alive.
He's alive.
Oh, I thought you said they found him.
They found him.
Well, no,
but
they found him, but
he was put into the system because he was reported missing when he was really in their house for 2 weeks.
yeah. So they were trying to collect something, most likely.
Maybe. Which is
Parents' money.
kind of wild that you would hear from an ex-professional athlete, don't you think?
Not a football player. They go broke quick.
All right, so
We've had that conversation
I'm really
before.
glad that you brought that up like that because I had a conversation maybe about a week ago, and I want to know. Look, you know what I'm about to say. Okay, this is a good conversation to have. It's perfect time to bring it up. So, obviously, there's a lot of professional athletes that have the blessing, the opportunity to start their career extremely early.
Mm-hmm.
The LeBrons, the Kobes, the Messis.
Yeah.
Very, very
Luka.
young. Luka, he was professional in Europe at
Victor
16, right?
He's only 20 years old.
That's what I'm saying. All right. So, with that being said, obviously, when you look at it in a macro kind of way, it's kind of a big deal to offer a very large lump sum of money to a child, let's say. Basically a child at 18, 17, 16, 19, whatever. Do you think that among all professional sports, it should be required that if you're under X amount years old, they offer you their own form of structured financial management? Because it would be so easy for someone young, less experienced, just more foolish, not in a professional way, but like in a wild kind of way, just to blow their money.
I think it's a tool that could be useful, but at the same time, you also have enough money now to go get your own financial,
which is true,
structure.
And I'm not saying that
J.P. Morgan and Chase,
but the money that you get,
you know what I mean, go structure a little.
What I'm not saying that you can't afford it, because obviously anyone that's a professional athlete can afford those things.
Yeah.
However, they might be more willing to make an irrational decision with their money because they got it at such an early age, right? And how does that turn into like you said? And the reason I brought it up is because,
I think that falls more on the agent.
Yeah, but
whose agent?
You also said
the player's
you
agent.
also said offer, as in like I have a choice or I have an option.
No, so I'm saying should it be required under a certain amount of years old? Forget offer.
I mean, how could you sell that? Especially not now, when guys like Armando Babcock from North Carolina made $2 million in college.
Well,
I'm talking about
professional sports. I'm talking about professional sports.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. So if in college I'm already making this money at 18.
Well, you're making more money than $2 million if you get into the professional league.
18 years old, bro. You got $2 million. What are you talking about? It's the same. You're already like.
I get what you're saying,
you know what
because
like,
NILs are out of that jurisdiction.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that nobody was controlling all this money that I was getting right here in college. Now I'm going to the NFL or wherever. You're going to tell me that you're going to control my money? It's not going to work.
I'm not saying
it's just not going to fly. Well,
I'm not saying control. I mean, I guess
that's what it is.
That's the hard thing. And like, look, because me and you actually had this conversation the other day, and that's why I thought of all this coming up right now. Right? My whole thing was, I feel like NIL is a special
case.
Yes, thank you for the word. Special case, because when you're looking at NIL, it's your image and likeness outside of your profession. You're not a professional, whatever.
Yeah, but you're
player,
only getting those deals because of what you do.
And also, that goes without saying that, as a professional athlete, you're part of that association, the NFLPA, where they are structured in finding these resources that help them even after their career is over, because that's also a process. One of the worst examples that I've ever seen of a plummet of a professional athlete that I could think of off the top of my head, Delonte West.
Ooh, it's a good one.
That's it's not a good one, it's a bad one, but I get what you're saying.
Good example.
Yes, thank you. So, when you see things like that, right, and truth be told, and I brought this up when we were talking about it the other day, a lot of people know Delonte West. Yes, he was a professional athlete, but because of what happened to him afterwards and the rumor about him getting with LeBron's mom. But
either way, Delonte West was already probably past that threshold that you're talking about.
But maybe if he had gotten that assistance, and I don't want to play that maybe game because you don't know. You can never really spin the wheel with someone's fate at the end of the day. But what I'm saying is, like, maybe if he had a little more structure in the beginning years of his career, that could have prevented whatever led to his
demise.
I don't want to say demise. He's not dead, and this isn't a super villain. But what are we talking about here, bro?
I mean, have you
He didn't
seen
get
Delonte
melted by
West
a
lately?
laser beam. Like,
I don't know. That's
you get what I'm saying, though.
But I mean, I'm not disagreeing on. Like, I think that it would be a good idea. I think that a lot of these kids probably do need some structure and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just not.
I think the
feasible?
best. I think the best thing that
not
can
something that
happen
they're
is
gonna
an
be able to
agent
do.
or a team say, "Hey, we have these people that you can hire, and they're gonna help you manage your money."
Like, every team has their own resource package. Of,
You like 5 options. Like these are these banks,
and you don't
people.
have to go with them.
No, but it's like this is why it's a good idea. You should probably do it, but we're not gonna make you. But explain it to them.
I get it.
But I
do.
think that falls more on the agent. I think the
Exactly,
agent should be doing that.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
then there's a different question when it comes to that, where it's like, obviously everybody goes into their rookie year at different times. Like we just talked about, Aaron Judge was a rookie at 25 or whatever, what he landed in that jurisdiction. And my whole argument was that I feel as though you have to be trained. Now, I'm not saying you as in you, but just anyone in general has to be trained on how to maneuver when you have that money. When you first come into possession of such a large sum of money at once, I think anybody could act a fool.
Everything that you're saying is true. It's not.
But there's also only so much you can do. Think about all these NFL players that are just getting DUIs and reckless driving. You know, like what can you do
Because you
besides?
still have
it's
money.
it's their choice. You know,
And
they're
think about it like
making
this, too.
Rashi Rice.
right.
That's an example. Like he has enough money he can call an Uber, but he's still making a choice of driving drunk, speeding,
And
hitting
that's
someone.
another thing
I
too.
guess
So
I
it's
get what
like
you're saying.
so it's like, oh, we're not gonna let you spend your money crazy, but we still gotta let you have some of it, right?
Yeah.
And some of it's probably gonna be a lot more than you've ever had in your life,
Right,
no
right.
matter what you do. So even if your contract is $5 million for the year, and I give you a stipend of 2 or 3, you're gonna kill that 2 or 3 regardless.
But the hopes is that you don't.
And that's nobody's decision other than maybe the agents, whoever's close to you. Make sure you don't got some yes men, but there's no real way to regulate that.
Yeah,
It's a good idea to want to regulate it, but I don't think there's no real way to regulate that.
See,
You
but-
just gotta hope that these kids don't.
I mean, you gotta hope for anything. At the end of the day, like you said, there could be a structure that is offered to them or isn't offered to them, and if they take it, cool, and if not, whatever. This question actually stemmed from people watching our last "What Would You Do with 500K" episode, and people just kind of took that title and ran with it, and people started telling me, "Oh, I would have done this." All right, well, you're not a young professional athlete. You don't live in these people's shoes, Because everybody says, "Oh, I put it in the stock market," and I would have bought my mama this and that, and then, but there's a difference between ideal reality and actual reality. Everybody can say what they would, should, could have done, but then is it really gonna happen? You don't know. You're not living the fast life of playing a sport as your job and just getting paid bucket loads of money for it. You don't know what you would do in your free time. So
Word.
that's all I got to say.
Preach.
Church.
Oh man, I'm having a good one. You got anything else to say?
I do got this one little list, because you know how much we like lists
Oh, we love
on
them.
this show.
Is there any last names?
Did we
on
ever
there?
get to that list, by the way? That list I
one?
wanted David to do in
Let
like
that
the third
list go.
episode, and he never did
Are you
it.
talking about the
Let it
rookies?
go.
Yes.
Let
Yeah, we did it.
go.
We did it. No, we did it.
We did, right?
We did do
He
it.
didn't even know.
I ain't remember, but we did it. We did it like 2 episodes after that.
And that's so funny that you say that, because Sporting News came out with an article not too long ago, worst NBA number 1 overall picks. People are listening.
Look, we know Bart Scott's listening off top, off the tees.
out the door. So CBS Sports. How big is your CBS?
How big is it?
We love CBS over here.
Big CBS.
They were making the Hall of Fame call on 12 current players. These are current players on an active roster.
Any sport or specific?
Football.
Oh, okay.
that are going to the Hall of Fame.
No, that are still in that. I'm going to name them, and I want you to tell me if you think that they are, according to CBS and whoever they asked to vote, if those people or even yourself
should go.
Go to the Hall of Fame.
All right.
Are able or could be inducted if they were to retire today. Could be inducted to the Hall.
All right.
Today?
Like yeah.
Oh,
Like if
okay.
they
All
were
right,
to
let's do
retire.
it.
Alright.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Yep.
Devontae Adams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they got him for yes.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen.
No.
Agreed. They got him for no. Mike Evans.
Yes.
Do I know how many votes they got too? by the
I
way?
would say yes for him.
How many votes did Keenan Allen get? I'm curious.
1.
For yes?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't believe that.
I would say Mike
He
Evans.
didn't have a crazy quarterback like Aaron Rodgers for Devontae Adams for so
Josh
long.
Herbert.
Yeah, Josh Herbert and Phillip Rivers maybe for a little bit before that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what he does now with the rookie.
Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 7 votes. Devontae Adams got 6 votes.
Out of how many? How many votes is this? The total?
A player needs to get a majority of the votes 5 to get the nod. So they needed 5 votes to get the nod.
Okay, so they get at least 5. All right, cool.
And they have to be on an active NFL roster. I'm just giving you their parameters and have played at least 8 seasons.
Okay.
All right. Derrick Henry.
Yes.
Can I come back to that one?
Sure.
All right.
Cameron Hayward.
Yes.
No.
No.
How many votes did the yes get?
4.
Oh, that's close though.
Close.
You're the tiebreaker.
Close. Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Yes.
That was quick.
That's easy.
7 votes.
Yeah.
Oof. DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easy yes.
No. Only got 4 votes.
Man, it's the tail end of his career has been tough.
Yeah.
That the second half.
But
he
his
got 4
hit, the
votes.
beginning of it was so good though.
I know.
It was so good. He's top
really-
5, bro.
Really good.
Come on, man. If you say no to him, you got to say no to Julio. Let's throw that out there.
Cameron Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah.
7 votes.
Yes.
Kyle. I can't say his last name.
Kulchik.
Jusic?
Yes.
No.
Really? He's
Only
the only
2
halfback
The
I know.
Niners?
Yeah.
He's the best halfback to ever do it.
I would say no.
I disagree.
Jalen Ramsey.
Man.
Yeah.
He had a stretch of being really good.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
You're saying yeah?
I'd say yeah.
Is he Hall worthy? Yeah.
They got him at no.
Yeah.
What's the no?
Only
could
3
see,
votes.
I could see that though.
Only 3 votes.
He has a chip though.
He does. Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
Mm,
100%.
Yes.
Yes.
They got him at no.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
With only
OD.
3 votes. I do think that's
That's
crazy.
OD.
That's
I
crazy.
think Matthew
He's a-
Stafford.
he's a
Matt
Hall of Famer.
Stafford, even though he was on Detroit for all that time, they were
Yeah, I
bad.
still
He
think
was a
Stafford.
demon, bro.
Dog.
Come on, man.
Russell Wilson.
No.
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 If you're not putting Stafford in, you're not putting Russell in.
Very true. Yeah, you only got the 2 votes.
Come on, bro.
And then
Broncos
going
country,
back-
let's ride. Get
Going
outta
back
here.
to Derrick Henry. Did he yes or no?
I can see it in your eyes. I'm going to say no.
I say yes.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer.
7 votes.
He's one of the best running backs of our generation.
Yeah.
If you can give it to Derrick Henry, you got to give it to Matt Stafford. That doesn't make any sense.
That's
to me.
different positions.
Why?
How about Kyle?
I think I don't agree with Matt Stafford now. I think Matt
well, you
Stafford
said no to
on
Derrick Henry, but
everybody's-
not. You said yes to Kyle.
Because I couldn't name you another player at his position.
A tight end?
He's not a tight end.
Kyle Jusic?
Kyle Juszczyk, whatever his name is, he's
The fullback, right?
he's a fullback.
Yeah, no. That's, yeah. I didn't even know. I
Name
didn't
me
even know
another
what
fullback.
position he played.
That's a position that doesn't really exist in today's schematics of football. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like something that they recruit for anymore.
Yeah,
We're
they
looking
don't-
for a
they don't-
fullback.
yeah,
they don't
no.
play that type of football anymore. So the fact that he's that last man standing, kinda, yeah, put him in the Hall of
You're
Fame.
not making that hit with your eye formation.
But look, that's what I'm saying. Yo, run him through that gap, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Or B.
And he
That's it.
Come on, bro. that makes sense to me. And then if you're gonna give it to Derrick Henry, okay, you want to see how good he was as a running back?
I totally agree with you. I think there's
Matt
no
Stafford
way.
has produced more.
Yeah, there's no way.
That's how I see it. I would
no
flip
way.
it. Be Derrick Henry, no. Matt Stafford, yes.
Yeah,
Everything else I agree with.
I would flip.
All
too.
right. I got one final question.
Let's hear
All
it.
right.
Since we're in the perfect setting,
My phone is definitely going off. You hear it? Let's find it.
It's kind of like a soothing, like.
you will not believe your eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly. Is that the ringtone?
ringtone?
Yeah, it's my alarm. Thank you, sir. Oh, and he turned off my alarm. What a guy.
What a guy.
All right.
That's also my alarm clock. It makes me feel like I'm floating out of bed. I'd be like,
You feel like a firefly.
yeah. Teach me how to dance.
We're in a position where NFL free agency's winded down.
Yep.
NBA, we've seen the most of it, but there's still gonna be some stuff happening.
For sure.
Baseball's happening.
Yeah.
I
trade
want-
deadline, it's coming up.
A super early parlay.
Is the camera on?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It is?
But
Thank
is
you,
it
sir.
But is it recording?
It's supposed to be blinking red for on or no?
Blinking red? Because the light's not on, right?
Is it supposed to be on?
Gina, check it out. He has his camera.
Oh,
He
yeah,
knows
yeah,
what he's
please,
doing.
please.
Who's gonna tell him? Oh, it's not recording.
What?
You're just gonna have to draw the whole time.
Now it's recording.
It was-
Wow.
But you saw me turn it
Where's,
back on
where's
before,
Freddie
right?
Benson when you need
I
him?
saw you plug it in. I don't necessarily. I never saw that. To be honest with you, I haven't seen that red light since the time I've seen it.
Oh, no, you're
I'm
bugging.
not even gonna-
You're bugging. It was definitely on before.
I'm not even gonna hold you.
No, it was on before.
It's recording now.
So,
Oh, yikes.
I don't know
Well,
if it's the angle that I'm in, but I have not seen that.
no. It definitely had to happen.
I have
Well,
not
look,
seen
I guess
it
this is
since.
your last question anyway. You might as
All
well get it
right,
on camera,
all right.
right?
Way too
You're gonna have to do
early.
some editing.
Way
That's
too early
wild.
parlay.
All right.
I want you to give me a World Series winner, Super
Dodgers.
Bowl winner,
Chiefs.
and
I've done this already
okay,
on
and,
FanDuel.
and an NBA Finals winner next year.
Boston.
So you got who'd you say for baseball?
Dodgers.
Dodgers, Chiefs. Okay,
Me?
all three.
I'm going to give you a wild one.
Oh God.
O's.
All right.
Orioles.
Mm-hmm.
Too young still.
I'm going to go the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I think they're gonna.
You think the Chiefs do it again?
I think
Man,
I
like
think they're gonna have.
they're
the
in
first-
shambles though. Who's their
No,
receivers
no.
In
now?
shambles.
I don't.
Is Rashi Rice gonna play this season?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Shambles.
I'm gonna
is
say.
a crazy
I'm gonna
word
say.
to use right
I'm gonna
now.
say
It's
O's.
not shambles.
I'm gonna
but
say.
Who's better right now? Though?
Niners.
I'm gonna say the Niners.
I think the Niners are better.
I think
If they can,
the Chiefs
if
shoot
they can
themselves
figure
in
out
the
what's
foot.
going on with Brandon Ayuk, they'll be
It's
fine.
still Brock Purdy over there
Yeah.
against Patty.
I'm not worried.
You're not worried about Pat?
No.
this is the
Who
same.
else are you gonna
this,
worry about?
This is the same Jets fan who said he wasn't worried about Brady for who knows how many years. So.
I never said I wasn't worried
Nah,
about Brady. I
that's-
couldn't.
I've been in this
I couldn't
house
stand
when
the
those
guy.
teams played.
I know that the Chiefs pick is a little like, but it's just I've seen Patrick Mahomes do like with nothing. And
You know-
then Andy Reid is still there.
You know, Purdy's my guy, so I'm gonna go Niners.
All right, so you said Niners.
I'm gonna go O's. What was the other one?
And then
NBA
basketball.
Finals. That's hard, dude.
The Nuggets aren't as good as they were, right? The Lakers, we don't know.
Are the Mavericks deep enough?
Are the Mavericks deep
with the
enough?
teams that stand as they are right now.
It's got to be a team coming out of the East. I would think. I'd vote.
That's hard, man.
I think
I'm gonna say something wild. Ready? I'm gonna say, if healthy, Indiana.
You know what team I would have picked as a sleeper? I would have picked OKC.
Get the little Hartenstein step up.
If I was going to,
They can make it far this year.
Yeah, if I was going to like not do, so let me not do like obvious, except for the Dodgers. The Dodgers, I really do think that.
I thought you already gave in your.
Yeah, no, I know,
Imagine if
but,
Clay
but
went
I'm
to
saying
OKC.
I'm like my brain is kind of telling me like these teams are just like the players that are on them. It's just hard for me to not put them number one.
Right.
But if I had to it'd still be the Dodgers. I'd probably take OKC, and then the team for the NFL, I would think like the Ravens. Honestly,
I was gonna
I
say
think
the Ravens, but
I
I
think
already
the
said the
Ravens-
Orioles, so I
think-
didn't want to
I
put
think
both
if
Baltimore.
there's any time for Lamar to get over that hump, I think it's
It's no.
Derrick Henry there. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong. I don't blame you. I think it's a good pick.
So, which would be probably a crazy parlay. The odds would probably be nuts on that. Just so whoever, Ravens, OKC,
And the
and
Dodgers.
Dodgers. Put it in tonight. You won't hear this tonight, but when you do, put it in that night.
Talking about tonight, but it's gonna be like a week from now.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Tonight.
Oh, we can go tonight.
Tonight.
So
Yeah.
I think today was fun. Thanks for coming back,
course.
Petey.
Yeah, man.
Showing
Very
some
good
love.
stuff. Also wearing the City Connect jersey, repping
Yeah,
this
repping,
team.
knowing what's going on.
Shout out Grimace.
Next week we got another fellow guest that's here with us. That's gonna pop
In
up
the
back on
audience,
show.
right, as we speak.
Gene Tigoselli in there with
in the
us.
bleachers.
Right. Feel me? Our cameraman, as we so gracefully called him before.
Okay,
And,
with the Dragon Ball Z shirt.
Nah,
Let's
feel
go.
me? You know what time it was.
Come
He's
on now.
starving over there. His stomach's growling. So,
My stomach's been growling too. I was actually thinking to myself, I'm like, dang, did the mic pick up my stomach growling?
we're out here like the Detroit fans at the games. Like,
Just win it one game, please.
on that note, I think we're good. Stay tuned with us next week, and as always, I'll see ya.
Let's go.
I'm starving.
I don't think hope is the word. You're supposed to click the record button.
We don't ever get this camera shit right. I tell you what. We do at this point.
Freddie Benson.
Who's that?